everyone, my name is Gabrielle. So I believe some of you guys here today have procrastinated once or twice or many times in your life. I know for a fact that I have procrastinated countless of times throughout my life, even in college and in high school. It seems to me that every time when I'm given a big task or a big assignment, I seem to be putting it off until the very last minute or the day before the deadline. And every time when I do something on the very last minute, I tend to beat myself over it. Like I ask myself questions like, you are losing sleep over this. You are not. You know you're not getting. You know you aren't eating properly, and you know that you have other responsibilities that you need to do on that day. But instead, you decided to do work that you could have gotten done weeks before that. So the problem is that many people who procrastinate don't realize the consequences it induces. One of the causes of procrastination is emotion self-regulation. According to Neil Solgeber, author of How to Stop Procrastinating, 33 Proven Tactics Backed by Science, he claims that people procrastinate on things that make them uncomfortable. That uncomfortableness comes from the negative thoughts and emotions such as fear of failure, lack of motivation, and feeling like the task is either too difficult or stressful. And as we let these negative perceptions consume us, it makes us avoid the things that we need to do, which leads us to procrastinate. Another cause is distractions. We live in a world where technology is advancing, and these technologies are preventing us from doing what we need to do. A study done by Webrace showed that 60% of survey respondents who checked social media and emails forgot what they were originally doing and forgot what they were meant to do. So once you are distracted, you lose focus and you start to put off tasks. So as we continue to procrastinate throughout our life, next thing we know, we start to develop health problems. According to Persuasive claims from our 2015 study that procrastination can lead to hypertension, which is high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, sleep disorder, and maybe depression caused by stress. Not only is your health affected, but also your social and work life. By putting off simple tasks, you are being unreliable, according to Helen Godefroy. And as you are seen as unreliable, you are most likely to be unemployed, and you start to create problems in your relationships with your family, your friends, and your partners. So why is this relevant to you guys? So all of us here are students, and if we continue to procrastinate, we are most likely to get bad grades and lower test scores. A report by Student Psycho asked approximately 1,300 high school and college students about their study habits, and about 45% reported procrastination negatively impacts their grades at least a fairly regular basis. And as for society, if we continue to procrastinate, we will develop illnesses along the way. In a 2007 study, researchers found that students who were procrastinators reported more illnesses and more stress levels than non-procrastinators. So my purpose today is to inspire you to make a change in your life if you are a procrastinator. The solution that I have come up to fight procrastination is to get started, shut off distractions, and live a life of self-discipline. My sources are Why Do We Procrastinate? The Data Behind Procrastination by Justin Bryant, How Procrastination Affects Your Health by Camille Preston, How to Stop Procrastinating, 33 Proven Tactics Backed by Science by Neil Solgeber, 87% of high school and college students are self-proclaimed procrastinators by Study Mode. So procrastination is a major problem for many people today. In a study in Psychological Bulletin by Pierce Dale concluded that in 1978, about 5% of the population were chronic procrastinators, but today, that percentage rose to 26%. So my first solution is to get started. I know we have these negative perceptions such as fear of failure and lack of motivation, but once we get started, that negative perception starts to change. According to Timothy Segal, author of Solving a Procrastination Puzzle, saw that participants who were given a week to finish a task had a different perception once they started on the day before the deadline. A lot of them have commented that they found the task to be interesting rather than boring, and some of them have commented that they wish they had more time so they can have done a better job. And honestly, once you get started, you can't stop being engaged by it. You start to progress throughout the whole entire task, and next thing you know, you are finished, which leads to you feeling accomplished and satisfied, which I know a lot of you guys love to feel once you are finished with a task. My second solution is to shut off distractions and temptations. One of the things you can do if you are so tempted to use your phone is to put your phone on silent mode or shut it off. By doing that, you're prohibiting all the buzzing from your text messages, phone calls, and notifications from coming through. And if you love watching TV and playing video games, have someone or yourself hide the remote controllers so you won't feel as tempted. But if the things that I have mentioned does not work out, think abstractly. Ask yourself questions and come up with negative and positive consequences that come with your action. Like for example, if you want to check Instagram, ask yourself, why do I want to do this right now? What does it really bring me? And is it going to help me achieve my goals? My third solution is to live a life of self-discipline. This is the ultimate long-term solution to fight procrastination. It's not as complicated as it sounds because according to recent research, self-discipline is like a muscle that grows stronger after use. So as you start to gain more self-discipline over certain things in your life, like making your bed every morning, eating healthy, and limiting the use of your technologies, you start to see a reduction of how much you procrastinate. So to conclude, procrastination has been a major problem for many people today, and it is affecting them mentally and physically. And the solution that I have came up with to fight procrastination is to get started, shut off distractions, and live a life of self-discipline. As Benjamin Franklin puts it, you may delay, but time will not. And lost time is never found again.